Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full face of glam from start to finish, and right now I'm completely barefaced other than moisturizer, and I'm going to show you everything I'm going to do from first to last, like I said. And so this is going to be a little bit longer of a video because, you know, it's going to take time. So I'm going to show you everything that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do like a really smoky eye and really glowing kind of bronze skin. And yeah, so let's get started. I'm just going to pin my hair back so it's not in my face the whole time. So to get started, we are going to glow up the skin a little bit. I don't always do this. This is just an extra step I like to do whenever I really want to be, you know what I mean? So for this, I'm going to take the Iconic London Illuminator in Original. I know you have seen it a dozen times. You don't have to use this. You don't have to run out and get this just because you see other people have it. It is hella expensive, and there are other things that do the job just as good. But I have these, so I'm going to use them. Another good one to use is Benefit's Girl Meets Pearl High Beam, and MAC has the Strobe Cream, and I think Smashbox has an illuminator as well. Dr. Brandt has a pore reducing, illuminizing one. And probably my other favorite one, I'm just taking a little bit because that's really all you need. This lasts literally forever. That's the only thing I can say about it price-wise, is you really do use just a little bit and it goes a long way. So another thing you could use is, like I said, one of my favorites, which is the First Day Beauty Coconut Cream Primer. It has a little bit, not like this, it does have a little bit of luminosity to it, which is just enough for everyday use. So I really only put this on my forehead, my cheekbones, and the bridge of my nose, because I really don't want it down here or down here. I don't find it necessary to put down there. So I'm gonna take, so I've been trying to find like my perfect foundation shade. I have ones that are close, super close, close enough, but right now I've been mixing. So right now, because I'm in kind of like a weird shade transition, just because I still have a little bit of a tan, but it's winter and I'm losing it, I'm trying to mix foundation shades to get my right foundation. And I'm trying to find a foundation that has a yellow enough undertone to it. This one has too much yellow, and this one has not enough. So I've been mixing the two. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in Golden Beige and Warm Nude. Typically I just use Warm Nude by itself, but right now it's a little light for my skin for some reason. I feel like I normally am fine with this shade in the winter time, but I feel like it's just a little light right now. I don't know. So I just pump a pump of each on the back of my hand, and then I just do a little doodad of mixing like this. And I just do what I always do and dot my foundation on my face, more on my chin, because I always have hormonal redness on my chin and around my nose. And I hate it, but you just deal with it because there's nothing else you can do about it, right? Besides deal with it. I mean, you could complain, but it's not going to get you anywhere. I do complain about it though, and it doesn't get me anywhere. So I'm going to use my dampened, make sure you dampen it, Beauty Blender, and start smudging this out. Go in with Seashell, and I don't think I mentioned it. This is just the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I like to highlight my forehead, put a little on my eyelid, and a little on my chin, and then we're gonna blend this out. Or we can leave it this way and look really cool. Don't do that. I mean, if you want to do that, but. So I'm not going to set my concealer. You guys know I don't ever really set my concealer. I like to use a concealer that I feel like is good enough that I don't have to set it. And that's really hard to find, by the way. I really like these. I feel like later in the day they do start to get a little oily, but I've never found anything in the world that I don't get oily through and start showing oil through. So this is the lesser evil because I don't look very as oily as I do with other concealers. So I would rather just leave it alone and use, you know, try to use the one that I don't need to powder to try to keep myself, you know, from being oily. I would rather use a setting spray. If I do use powder, it's simply because I'm super oily and I typically use it in this area and this area, and it's the lightest dusting ever that you've ever seen. Hardly even worth doing, honestly. But we're gonna move on to the next thing I'm gonna do is my contour, and I'm gonna take my Hoola contour, which is probably my most favorite contour of all time. And I'm gonna take my Luxie 1010 small contour brush, and I'm gonna do what I've always done with contouring. And I know that some days I go a little lighter, some days I go a little heavier. Today I think I want to be not quite heavy, but more on the medium to heavy side. And in order to save you guys from having to watch an entirely crazy long video, I'll just link a contouring video up there if you want to see it. And now I'm going to take my Luxie 516 Duo Fiber powder brush, and I think I want to take this Rockateur shade of blush from Benefit. And blush up. So I do want a moderate amount of blush. I don't want just a small tint. I do like to apply blush. You guys have probably noticed. I like to apply blush. So I'm going to go in with my brow product. I have been using a brow pencil lately because I just haven't been feeling like doing like really brows. I've been wanting to do just kind of like feathery light brows. So I'm just going to go in a little light with this product. Really, the only thing I'm doing is trying to give my brow some shape in the areas where I have a little bit of like sparse hairs on the top and what have you. So I'm just giving it a little bit of shape and definition. This is probably my favorite brow pencil I've tried ever. I've used these for the longest time. It's from Ben Nye. It is the Professional Makeup Eyebrow and Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Blonde. I really like these brow pencils. It feels like they last forever, and they are not tuggy. They're not overly creamy. They are really nice, and the Blonde does not have a hint of red in it, which is probably one of the reasons it's my favorite, and it's super affordable. Even though it's Ben Nye, it is affordable. Or it was the last time I bought it. Let's hope it's still affordable. You know how things change. So for the eyes, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to use the Nightingale palette from Pretty Vulgar, which just looks like this inside. It's a pretty cool tone eyeshadow palette, good for smoky eyes. And I'm going to take this small Stila No. 2 tapered brush. I'm going to take this light shade called Hide and Seek, and I'm just going to start with that in my crease. I'm going to go in with this shade Flip Out, which is like a deep, it's like medium deep brown on this tapered, what is this? It is a Moda BMX 420 detail brush. And I'm going to put this right above my crease. Really, I'm trying to lay it down really dark like this. And I'm going to go back in with a little fluffier brush and blend that out. I'm thinking I want to keep the lid mostly light, or a bare, or just like a bare eyelid. We'll see. I don't know. I honestly never know what I'm going to do when I sit down to film. I just kind of go as I go. You know what I mean? I go as I go. So I'm just blending this out with a Moda crease brush. And I'm really trying to blend the color upward, not downward. Like I said, I want to keep the lid pretty bare. So I'm blending the color in the crease and up. I'm going to take a flat brush, and I'm going to take this shade. Do I want this to be more silvery or more brown? Let's do brown. I'm going to take this dark shade Swoop on this Bogoshus eyeshadow brush. It's just a flat brush like this. And I'm going to put this on the outer corner. I'm going to place it where I really want to keep it at. And then I'm going to go back and blend it. Go ahead and carry a little of that under the eye, just a little ways. And then we're going to go in and blend because we're definitely not leaving it like this. So I'm starting by just softening the edges out with this. And then I'm going to go in little circular motions and start blending that outer corner. But I want to leave the color over there. I don't want to bring it inward or outward. I'm just blending it exactly where I put it. If you have smaller eyes, I wouldn't smudge it all the way to the inner corner because it can make your eyes look smaller and more closed off. I would just do it about midways. But if you don't mind how that looks and you really want to go for the smoky effect, then go ahead and take it over. And also, if you have really large eyes and you want to make the appearance of them smaller, you can take it inward and it'll make it look smaller. Also, lining your waterline and tight lining makes your eye look smaller as well. So because this is going to be a smoky eye, we're going to take my favorite black liner, the Kohl of Honor Intense Kajal in Blackout from Pur Cosmetics. We are going to line our waterline and we are going to tight line. And I'm going to take just a little bit of this on the upper, just the outer half on the top of the lid, like this. And before it has a chance to dry, I'm going to take a smudgy brush with a little bit of that swoop brown shade on it. This is just the Vintage Cosmetic Company. And I'm just going to take a little of that brown. And I'm just going to smudge that eyeliner. So I'm also going to take that and smudge underneath. We are starting to get smoky. If you find yourself having a lot of trouble and you're not very good at doing a smoky eye, just keep practicing, babe. Just keep practicing. Don't give up on doing something you want to do. Just don't. So I'm going to take this shade Pillow Fight, which is like a nudish beige color, on my finger. And I'm going to pat that onto the inner corner of my eye. Because like I said, I want to keep it light in the front. Let's take this. No, let's not take that. Let's take this little fluffy brush. This is a precise, wait, what? Yeah, precise blending brush. And I'm going to go into this shade. It's a cream shade called Nocturnal. And you know I like to have a light shade underneath my brows, but especially when I have a smoky eye, I really like putting a light shade under my eyebrows. Next thing we're going to do is curl our lashes and mascara. So now that we have our lashes done, we're going to move on to a little bit of bronzing because I kind of want to be a little bronzed. So we are going to use my Pure Bronze and Brighten palette, which is my favorite bronzer, and we're going to use the Mineral Glow shade, and we're going to take my BH #2 brush for that. This one, and I think the waterproof Cargo bronzer is my favorite. Those just have such a pretty shade, and it has the right amount of like sheen to it. And it's like warm enough without being orangey or, you know, too warm. Now we're going to take my favorite highlighting brush, which is the Luxie 522 Tapered Highlighter, and the Nikkie Tutorials Ofra Highlighter in Glow Goals, which has been something I have been loving lately. And we are going to highlight. Alright, lastly we are going to do lips. I'm just going to line my lips with the Dirty Little Secret lip pencil in Rosie Posie. And I'm going to take this Ofra liquid lipstick in Oh My Rai Rai. And because I want a little bit of a glossy kind of look to the center of my lips, I'm going to take some of this Pumpkin Spice lip gloss from Too Faced. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I'm going to bring you in and let you see an up close kind of look of it. So this is a really, I guess you could say, soft, there's my little quotes, smoky eye. It's not quite as harsh as some of them can be. I didn't use any liquid liner or anything like that. And it's just everything is soft and blended out really nicely, but it's still really impactful and still looks like a nice deep smoky eye. Alright, so that's all for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any comments, leave them below. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you do, because I would love for you to be a part of my channel. And if you have any questions, leave them below. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!